Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today it's time for my top 10 books of 2016. So if you've been watching my series this week, you will have seen my top books in various categories. This final episode in the series is the top 10 books across all of those categories that I have loved this year. So I'm not going to talk about any of these books because you will have seen me talk about them in more detail, or in quite a bit of detail in some cases, in the previous videos over the last 4 days. So if you haven't watched those, I do suggest you watch those first to find out a bit more about these books. But let's get into them. There's no particular order to this. All 10 are equally as good. So I haven't got, a least favourite up to the top book of the year. These are just 10 books that I recommend people should try if they like the idea of them, and that are my top for 2016. So firstly, I want to talk about an author as well as her books, and that is Lucy Knisley. Her book Relish and Something New both got 5 stars from me this year. I loved them. They're graphic memoirs, and yes, they very thoroughly deserve to be in this top 10 list. Next is a comic series, and that is I Hate Fairyland by Skottie Young and Jean-Francois Beaulieu. Brilliant comic series, one that I've really been enjoying. It's very rare that I actually follow a series in issues, but this one I just can't wait for the volumes to come out. Next up is a YA contemporary that had me in tears, and that is Paper Butterflies by Lisa Heathfield. Next, a classic, and that is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Next, there's a non-fiction book, and that is The Blue Door by Lise Christiansen. This was the pick that I chose for the November book buddy box, and I really enjoyed hearing other people's thoughts on this in our special Goodreads group, and I thoroughly recommend this non-fiction account of a young girl in a Japanese prisoner of war camp in Java. Next, again, just like the first, is a little bit of a cheat, but it's an author as well as her books, and that is Caris Bray with Sweet Home, A Song for Issy Bradley, and The Museum of You. All 3 of these were brilliant in their own ways. We have a short story collection, we have a semi-autobiographical story, and we have a wonderful fictional account of a young girl learning about her family and learning about her mother who has died, and her relationship with her father, and they're all equally brilliant, and this author is perfection. Next again is 2 books in a series by the same authors, and that is Illuminae and Gemina. These are by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Brilliant science fiction YA stories set with different formatting than you would normally see in a book, and I love them. Next is a book that comes in under 200 pages, and that is Every Heart is a Doorway by Sean Maguire. This book follows children coming back from Oz, like Wonderland, Neverland, the underworld, all those magical places, and how they fit back into real life or not. Next is the 3rd in a series, and that's Morning Star by Pierce Brown. This is the 3rd in his Red Rising trilogy. We have Red Rising, we have Golden Sun, and this is the 3rd and final book. It had me racing to finish it because it was so exciting. This whole trilogy was brilliant and definitely worth a read. And finally, Bitter Greens by Kate Forsyth. I really enjoyed this Rapunzel story. It follows 3 women, and it's beautifully written, and it's wonderful how the stories intertwine, and I just couldn't put this down, and it definitely deserves its spot here in my top 10. So that's my top 10 of 2016. It's done. What are your top 10 of this year, or what is your favourite books from this year? Even if there aren't 10, have you had 1 or 2 really standout books of 2016? Let's talk about it in the comments. I need some recommendations as always, and yeah. I had a wonderful reading year. I've read some wonderful books. I've had such a wonderful time on BookTube with all of you chatting and commenting, and I've made so many wonderful friends, and you've all made it such a wonderful 2016. These books and you, awesome. Bye for now, BookTube.